Back on the record in the court's arraignment docket scheduled for the day, May 11 of 2021, County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas. Docket scheduled at 9 a.m. We're on the record in cause number 325310, case of Style State of Texas versus James Irvin Lewis. Mr. Lewis, would you please come forward? Okay, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lewis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Lewis?
Fine, about you.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Lewis, I have before me a judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney. And do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your
Yes, sir.
signature on the bottom line? And are these your initials
Yes, sir.
on this line? And that line states that you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Lewis, I also have another document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for purpose of entering a guilty plea or pleading or proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lewis, prior to signing and initialing these two documents, did you have an opportunity to read and understand these documents? Did you have an opportunity to read the
Yes, sir.
documents? And did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Lewis, your case is going to be reset. You have a felony case that's set.
Clean and vain.
Yeah, evading, yeah. It's set for May 24th of 2021. And so,
Been like 2 weeks.
you're right. What we're gonna do, we're gonna reset this case with that case.
So,
So which means that you're gonna report here, check in, then go down the hall.
First and then go down there.
Right.
Okay.
When you finish there, you're gonna come back here and let us know what happened, like if it was reset or whatever.
Yes, sir.
And then if whatever happens, you need to let us know. Because if you don't report back here, your bond,
That's on 24th, though, right?
yes. Make sure you stay in contact with your bondsman and your attorney on that
I
case.
am.
Okay, they'll tell you what now. If this date changes, well, you'll come to court and let us know that.
Right.
Okay, but in any event, you need to show up here on the 24th.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I'll come here first.
Have a seat right here. I'll give you.
yeah, so,
I'll come here first and then go down there.
yeah, just come here first. Hold on, come here first, report in. You're gonna probably see the bailiff and check in, and then you're gonna go down the hall, and when you finish down there, you're gonna come back here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so that's the only way we'll find out,
What's going on?
what's going on, and then we'll be able to reset your case if it needs to be reset on the date that
We go
it needs to
from
be
there.
reset on.
We go from there.
Yeah, but just hold on. I gotta read him his bond conditions, both of those two guys. That's why I have them sitting there.
You want me to wait?
No, yeah, I mean, either way. But you could go ahead on and reset Mr. Lewis,
You can leave.
right?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Now, so I was gonna say, you could go ahead on and reset Mr. Lewis. And then, we'll be able to get to them. Stand over there on the X in front of the court coordinator. His case, put him on the 24th with his felony case. May 24th. Erica Reese.
What's your first name?
Zang. Zang.
Jen.
Let's see. Okay, your full name is Erica Alice Reese.
Mhm.
Okay, Okay, how you doing, Ms. Reese? I'm doing fine. Thank you, Fax. Ms. Reese, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Reese, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Now, Ms. Reese, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. Reese, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that says defendant? And are these your initials on the line that says, I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself? And Ms. Reese, I have another document before me that's titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Ms. Reese, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature above the line that says defendant? Now, Ms. Reese, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you have an opportunity to review the documents? And did you review the documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Ms. Reese. Mrs. Reese's case is being reset.
Yes, Your Honor, she wants to go to trial.
Okay. Now, Ms. Reese, we're gonna reset your case on what is called an announcement document. Okay? And now, Ms. Reese, you understand that you say that you want to go to trial, you'll be representing yourself in the trial. You understand that? All right. Now, we're gonna set your case for an announcement document to give you time to make arrangements with the district attorney's office so that you may have access to give you access to what is called discovery. All right. And we'll just keep it on an announcement document. Just have a seat and we'll call you back up.
Ma'am, you can have a seat right here. Go ahead. That's okay. When I give you your turn, you can let them know. Text.
Jorge Sanchez.
You wanna hire your own attorney? What is he, what am I doing with this?
Hers is just being reset. Now she's pro se. She wants to trial. She want to represent herself.
You wanna trial?
We'll put her on the announcement document.
Yeah, oh, okay. 30 days?
Give her 60. Jorge Sanchez. On a record in clause number 328576, the case is styled State of Texas versus Jorge Luis Sanchez Jr. Mr. Sanchez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Sanchez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Sanchez?
How about you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Sanchez, the information in this case alleges that on or about November 14 of 2020, while you in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more. Mr. Sanchez, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Sanchez, to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Oh, yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
What's your new court name? Your first name, that's it. What's your legal?
Mr. Sanchez, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. And Mr. Sanchez, do you recognize this document?
The one right there right now?
Yes, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of the same document, there are 2 sets of initials on this document. First set of initials is on a line that says guilty. Are these your initials on that line? You have to speak up.
What do you mean?
Are these your
Yes,
initials?
sir.
Did you place your initials on this line?
On this one and the one above.
The one at the top, did you place your initials
Yes,
on
sir.
this document? And the initials at the bottom, the same initials are on a line that states, I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery of the evidence and choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Are these your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, Mr. Sanchez, is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, Mr. Sanchez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you are giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, I have 2 other documents before me. The first document is a document that's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And your initials is on a line that says, I want to waive my right to an attorney and to represent myself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Sanchez, I have another document here. This document is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Sanchez, prior to signing and initialing all of the documents that I just mentioned, the ones on the tablet and the one on paper, did you have an opportunity to read these documents?
Well, I was reading them, but.
Did you read the document?
Yeah, I was reading what you were saying about 2 documents right now.
No, my question is,
Oh, did I have a chance to read it? by myself?
oh, yeah, did you
Yes.
read the document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you understand what you read?
Well, actually, no, but I just,
Huh?
I didn't actually understand what they said, but she told me to sign.
Oh, okay. Now you understand that this document that you signed was the same documents that they handed to you in paper form.
No, I didn't know that.
Did you read that document?
No, that one, the ones I read over here, yes.
Didn't they give you a paper that says misdemeanor plea
Oh,
admonishment?
no, I didn't, I read it, but I didn't, sign it.
No, I didn't ask you if you signed it. My question is, did you read
Oh,
it?
yeah, I know it's the same as that one.
All right, did you understand what you read?
Well, actually, kind of less.
Okay, well,
Not much.
let me do this here. I'll give you another opportunity to read the documents. I mean, if you don't understand the documents, we're not gonna go forward on the flip, okay? Because freely, pleas have to be voluntarily and knowingly entered into. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to do it voluntarily, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you understand, if I read it, if
I'm
I
asking you
understand what they say, yeah, like plead guilty for the first one is,
Okay, I'm asking you, let's do this again. Okay. Did you read the documents, these documents that you signed and initialed?
yes, sir,
Did you understand what you read?
yes, I
Okay.
understand, so that's the same as that one then.
Yeah,
Okay, that's.
yeah, those are the documents that's handed
No,
out
they
was the
said the
same.
other one, so then,
It was the same.
okay, yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I did understand what it is.
Okay, so now is everything in these documents true and correct to the
Yes,
best
sir.
of your knowledge?
Yes, sir,
Okay. Um, State, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer state's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Sanchez, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State's exhibit number 1 is the document that have your initials on page 2 and your signature on page 3. The state would like to use this document as evidence against you in your case. Is it all right for the state to use this document as evidence in your case?
yes, sir,
Okay. No objection. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Now, Mr. Sanchez, are you a U.S. citizen?
yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Sanchez, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial? That is, do you have any mental problems?
No,
Okay, that affects your ability to understand what's
No.
going on. Okay. Okay, Mr. Sanchez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given and knowingly given. I will also find that that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 180 days over 1 year, a $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, DWI education class, drug and alcohol assessment, and an interlock device.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez,
yes, sir,
the state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail, but you will not have to serve any time in jail on this case because you will be placed on probation for 1 year.
okay, sir,
During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $422. It comes to a total of $1,422. You'll also be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month and a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125. Should a further evaluation be needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments that you have to pay per month for this offense is $205. Or will you be able to pay the $205 each month?
yeah,
Okay.
sure,
Now, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You would have to attend a DWI education and alcohol assessment. And you'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, as well as you would have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Sanchez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, but one question, I mean, I'm not from here, you know, I was working.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Okay,
Do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Sanchez, I think your question was, you don't live in this county.
No, from the valley, from down south.
Okay, you need to tell that to your probation officer, and they can transfer your probation to whatever county
Okay,
that you live in. But you need to tell them that.
yeah,
Okay. And now, Mr. Sanchez, you're gonna stand on the X to your left, follow the directions of our court coordinator, of our court clerk. And once you finish in here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
thank you, too, sir.
Kalen Anderson, cause number 328284. So it's gonna be filed as a felony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Anderson, uh, the state is just informing that this case is gonna be, I guess, refiled. And so it's gonna be refiled as a felony.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna reset your case here. And let me do this here. I know you had in here, you stated you wanted to waive your right to an attorney to represent yourself on this case. Is that correct? Oh, you wanted to see if you qualified for a court-appointed attorney as well. But apparently they're saying that they're going to, now, let me ask you this here. Is this, if y'all go forward and file it as a felony, this case is gonna be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so I was asking.
She said something, I think she wanted 60 days.
To give them time, because I know that they're doing about 103 indictments a week, but they still have the backlog from the COVID stuff. So I think about 60 days would be about how long it would take.
Okay. So right now, your case is just basically on hold until if they refile it as a felony, then this case is gonna be dismissed. That's what I've been told. Okay. Okay, this is Mr. Kalon Anderson, cause number 328284. Mr. Anderson, you can stand over there all the way on the X on the end in front of the court coordinator, and she'll reset your case. And just for the record, Mr. Anderson, the documents that I have before me, the judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney and the waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea, you had an opportunity, did you read all of these documents? The documents that you signed?
Yes, sir, but I was gonna, I'm probably gonna, serve on Spotify for, time.
Yeah, but right now they're gonna, they
sure.
said they said they're gonna dismiss it, so what we'll do is, we'll just hold on to your documents. Actually, what we'll do, we won't do anything with them right now, okay? We'll just continue you in, and then when your case come up, they said it's gonna be, dismissed.
Go ahead and sign for it, make sure
Okay,
before that day comes, you check and see.
Mr.
Cause you, once they, all your felonies, you have a warrant.
Adam Soul, did we give him a copy of his, oh no, here it is. Mr., get this to him. Okay, Mr. Soul, who's here?
You're free to go.
This way, Kaylin.
Okay, Mr. Soul, what you've been handed is a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that?
Yes.
I'll go over this document with you. And it reads, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, condition number 1, defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Condition number 2, defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim, Vanessa Soul. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, condition number 4 doesn't apply because that applies in DWI cases, and your case is not a DWI case. Now, your failure to adhere to these bond conditions may result in your bond being revoked and you being arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have been given a reset date. You've also been appointed a court-appointed attorney. The court coordinator has given you the information on how to contact your attorney. This will conclude your case. Mr. Soul, you are excused and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay. We're on the record in cause number 328796. The case is styled as State of Texas versus Levi Elwood Creekmore. Mr. Creekmore, would you please come forward? Excuse me. Mr. Creekmore, you've been handed a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that title?
Yes, sir.
I will go over these conditions with you. And it reads, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered, subject to the following additional conditions. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that is pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number three, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense. And the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim, Gretchen Butler. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number four does not apply because that only applies in DWI cases. In your case, it's not a DWI case.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Creekmore, do you understand all of these conditions?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Creekmore, if you fail to obey any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, you may be arrested and brought to jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Creekmore, your case have been reset. You have been appointed attorney. It's Aldwin Sammy.
Yes, sir.
The clerk has informed you, the court coordinator has already informed you as to how to get in contact with Mr. Sammy.
Yes, sir.
Please get in contact with Mr. Sammy. This will conclude your case. And you have a blessed day. You're excused.
You too, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.